those things can be true about a person. And I'm wondering if that might be true about Selena, too.
Maybe.
Maybe. That must be pretty scary for you, Selena, to kind of have these times where this boy who watches you has done things to you, and you've not told anybody about it. How would it be for you, Selena, if I told Mom about it?
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not supposed to do stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know what? Did you tell him, come here, little boy, I want you to do something? You never called him, did you?
No, I just wanted to play.
Yeah, you just wanted to play. He's the one that did something to you, right? You never said, it's okay for you to do this, did you?
No, but sometimes I have to do stuff.
Oh, did you? Sometimes he had you to do stuff.
Yeah.
To him? Yeah. Oh. But did you want to do that stuff?
No.
No. So that's not anything that Selena did, okay? That's something that somebody made Selena do. And Selena wasn't comfortable with it, was she? No. So what I would like to do is I'd like to talk to Mom about it, because I think Mom needs to know. Because today you got mad at Mom because Mom said Mark's name when she went by the house, right? And Mom doesn't know that Mark is doing anything to Selena. She doesn't know at all. But I bet if Mom knew, she would stop talking about Mark to Selena. And Mom can even do something else so that it doesn't happen to you anymore.
She can?
She can. Mom and Dad can. And guess what? So can I. I can give Mom the information and she can make sure that it doesn't happen to you anymore. Is that okay with you? Is it okay if I talk to Mom about it?
Okay. You're going to talk to Mom, right? Not me?
No.
Okay.
Not unless you want to tell her.
No.
You don't want to tell her. Okay. I can tell her, and then you and I will talk about how we can help you so that you can talk about it with somebody. Okay? Other than me. Okay? All right. So that's one of the ways to help a child begin to start telling their story, whatever that story might be. In this situation, there was some sexual abuse that was going on, but it was with another child that was touching her. It wasn't within the family. And that's what can happen is kids can keep that secret and carry around that shame. So in my future sessions with Selena, I would begin to help her deal with some of the shame. But you notice what I did do was I said, this is something that her parents need to know. That was one of the things I didn't talk about with confidentiality is I ask parents, as I said, I think I've said to you guys before, I will ask a parent, this can be a safe place, and just have it as a place for the child to talk. Any questions?
What would you suggest the parents to do to talk to the boys' parents or something?
Yes. We want to empower the parents. Generally, when a parent gets this kind of information, it's pretty shocking and upsetting, and then the parents begin to feel guilty because, you know, Mom is thinking, oh, I've always talked about him, or I've always said something about him, and I never knew it was something that was bothering the child. So then you'll have to help walk the parents through. Generally, it's a mother through the guilt and the father through the anger, because those are generally the responses that you will get. Any other questions?
What if an abused child keeps a secret and only reveals it when she's much older, and the people who have done it, maybe they already know it, so but she's been carrying it all her life. So what kind of counseling should she
Then as an adult, we begin to work on the ways that have been manifested in her life, how it may have shown up in other relationships, which is usually the way she's relating to others as she's gotten to be an adult.
What if the child says, I don't want you to tell my parents?
In this case, what I would have said was, you know, Selena, sometimes there are bad things that are going on that you feel pretty scary about. But if you remember when you first came in, and what I also do when I talk about confidentiality with an adult, with a parent, I ask the child, do they know what it means to keep a secret? Because a 9-year-old does not know what the word confidentiality means. So I say, what we talk about in here is between you and me. But there will be times when you may tell me something that I need to tell mom and dad. And that's what I would go back to and say, you remember when we first started that sometimes I said there might be some things I may need to tell mom and dad. And this is one of those things. And I will tell her, you don't have to tell, but mom and dad need to know. Any other questions?
Would you tell her child abuse and other abuse? When it's mentioned about confidentiality. So
I'd explain to her child abuse. I wouldn't say anything about elder abuse. Unless she is about 10 or 11 and that child can abuse an elder, then I might tell them, you know, if you were to, that's what I did with my 11 and 12-year-old boys. Their grandmother is in their home. And I said, if you were to ever come in and say, well, Dr. Vicki, I punched Grandma in the eye, or, okay, that'd be something we'd have to do. But I do talk to children about suicidal ideation and child abuse.
What if the parents don't actually believe the story at all?
They don't believe the story?
They probably say that she's lying.
Well, I will say a bit of what's going on with your child is it's probably likely explained by what has happened to your child. That is what explains the behavior best. Is your child was normally very compliant, quiet, yada, 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 and then all of a sudden, a month ago, the behaviors changed. Usually what happens with children is their behaviors don't just change without some incident that might cause that. And it's my belief that this incident. Now, if you choose to put your child in a position where she can continue to be harmed, what is that? From the parent, it's continuing, it's allowing their child to be harmed. That's when I have to report.
Is forgiveness an important part of the healing? Or is the child expected to understand that?
Yes, but not right now. I don't even go to forgiveness with my adult patients, adult clients who have sexual abuse early on because there's too much shame. And what they've done in some instances, especially Christians, is to say, I've forgiven. And there's still this wound, this place that's never been healed, and so they continue to carry a lot of shame. Yes?
I noticed the language you used just now with her was, instead of abuse, you said sometimes bad things can happen. When will the child, when do you introduce the word abuse?
I hardly ever do.
Okay. And then the next question is when you talk to a child about suicidal ideation, what actually do you talk about?
I say, have there ever been times when you thought about doing something to hurt yourself or cause yourself to leave and never want to come back? They understand that way.
Or, so is it common to relate to her in the third person, say, Selena? Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew will ask something just now about this girl and the boy doing it, and then